Alright, welcome back everybody. We're working on the event for the Battle Pass. Day 12 here had an interruption, so we lost a few $100s in value, but this account is now worth more than $20,000. So that's real value. That's on the low end, not including the stuff inside. That's just one part. So when I show you the breakdown, that's why I can't sell this thing yet, because I haven't even priced it. I showed everything inside and somehow give a tour of it, like live demos. But really, I only have a few 4 accounts, so I want to build them up to increase more value in CBS Viacom, which is the parent company now that handles the Star Trek show, and there's many others. You know, Interplay's part of it, Activision was part of it, Nintendo was part of it. That's only on like the entertainment video game side. And when you're talking about the story side, you know, you got Netflix in there, Amazon, and a lot of other people. So literally over $1 trillion invested from only the 50s alone. So because there was kind of a pre-sci-fi or science space show group that created some of the stuff that you see in the Star Trek story before Star Trek was officially released and broadcasted or filmed in the early 60s, like 1960. So, and now SpaceX is launching 10 different rockets. You know, some of that money comes from all this. So thank you as an investor, even if you haven't physically done it yourself. Your part of the treasury is in there. So it's actually under your name. You'll find that record someday. I guess you could go to NASA and try to search for it. You'd be surprised, right? So, but any record can be made, but there's actually real, you know, funding from every person who is from the past or the future, which is interesting. Well, 1 billion combinations or 10 billion. So people who aren't currently on Earth yet, or used to be, still have some stake in there. One out of like billions, right? Alright, so we're gonna try to finish this up here. So I hope to work on the more coding, cloning the thing, you know, making it run offline, getting this where you can play the whole thing in 15 minutes and be done too. Now, this is a lot of repetition, but almost every software simulation has that. Even in so-called productivity, there's a lot of stuff we could automate it and just lock it and be done forever. So I hope we can all finish that as soon as we can. But right now, I'm just trying to do this the manual way. And someday that will happen, you know, and we'll be free of this repetitive part of the game. Now, if you're new, it's kind of interesting because it's, you know, cool. If you've never seen these kind of ships here, you know, it's different. So there we go. So this is the 32 trader ship. Now you're having issues with pirates and people that are attacking your ships. You kind of want to go minimum. You know, keep your ships in dock, watch them just warp out, and then wait outside the system and let them come back in. Or, you know, let them run around. They'll eventually leave if you wait them out. That costs you less because you'll get short on resources no matter how much you have. When you're a higher level player, you might be holding hundreds of millions of resources, which is worth thousands of dollars or more, tens of thousands of dollars. That's the real US dollar value of that stuff. So, and the company has been sued because they don't turn off the rating option or allow you to turn it off yourself. So that's something that actually somebody who is this group of admins has the password enabled. But the problem is there's another group who has the same pass as the disabled. So you know, getting a super admin and then a special lock on it. like software log, or even hardware itself. You know, if you could like water down this game to like 100 players that you trust, you know, it'd be different. And you could choose maybe PvP per person, or schedule it and actually have a fair chance of winning. You know, in other games, the ships are more balanced, and even if you're the top ship, sometimes you still lose. And if you're the least of the ships, you still have a chance of winning. So I've been beat many times. Like in Navy field with Atlanta. There's like a super Atlanta now, even though I have, you know, the like maxed out top guns, top armor, CA sometimes. So you know, in other games you don't want to underestimate people. And this game will follow suit someday, probably soon. I hope it is actually by the end of the summer. So it's only a few options that need to be changed. And then some of the daily goals, giving the same points for less, or daily goals for other things like exploration. Completing missions used to be on there, that was taken away, but there's not that many missions, so I understand why that's not there. And then maybe, you know, focusing more on the story and less on just, you know, these hostiles are actually not being destroyed per se. They're actually just being removed from the screen when you're talking about software. So the animations are actually still images being pulled from a library. So we'll get more into that when we actually program, and I start making programming videos for you guys. So I know a lot of people are eager to learn, and this time there's the most resources to learn, but you actually have to have the hardware first, and then you can actually sketch and write things by hand and type it up, kind of just the concept first, and then put, you know, your concepts together as you go. So now I'm all over the place, I know, with the tips and stuff. I wish I had a succinct script for you guys. I'll probably produce a set of books later on. So, for free for those who can't afford it now, but for those who can, only for $1. Might even do like a whole pack of them, like 10 for $1. So. Well, since there's 80 ships to do, I want to get this stuff done as fast as I can. So, we got a little bit of time here. We're going to jump into the battle pass thing. I'm going to preload the multiplayer. So, I got to hop into my second account to help myself. So, here's the events I get for today. One of them I gotten finished. This target practice I kind of want to do, but I want to do that after I finish the main one, just in case there's a power outage, which can happen on a sunny day in this part of the world. So if you're in second and third world countries, now power outages when there's no storms and everything seems to be okay is normal. So you know, that happens quite often. So let's see how much Federation credits are. 175. Okay. It's for 60 credits. Yeah. I'd rather put it into the Borg in case there's a Borg event. So, your Solidon, even maxed out, I think, might not be able to take out upper level Borg. Some Borg cubes are surprisingly very strong, and they do a lot of damage. So. But now that we got 14 seconds for the Mayflower to come in, you know, do not underestimate the no haul thing. Sometimes you get lucky, you can still hit one ship, and I'm trying to do that here. You can damage it and come back, and sometimes that'll save you part of the cost. So. If not, this saves you a trip also warping all the way back to your base, so. Alright, I didn't destroy that thing, but you can see most of the hulls going here. So if I come back for the exact same ship, then I'll be able to destroy it easily. And I want to do two things before I come back here. So the PvE stands for player versus enemy. So these are for the enemy hostiles. I was hoping for a Horizon blueprint. I got a good set of parts and a 1 hour speed up, so the VOG print and stuff, even though I have more than one, might be useful when the trade system comes up and you're able to trade things. You know, you could trade it for latinum or ship parts or 3-star resources that somebody has a lot of and you have little. So, you know, keep believing in that. You know, keep asking for that. Keep learning how to do it too. You know, other games had it from their first day. This game has it inside the package, I would think, but it just hasn't been enabled by a super admin, a first level admin. Okay, and there's different levels. Even though a lot of admins could do it. And they might have done it when they were testing it and then they just turned it off. Possibly because it didn't run too well, there were some bugs. Or they just couldn't release the time, you know, in the time they were given, they just couldn't release the update here. So now I got enough to do this, but now I need a bit of titanium. So you want to keep in your warehouse just enough, never put more than you need, just to keep it safe. Even though a save editor or reverse action by an admin who knows could give you back all your resources. So, like that, I've seen that happen. So, you know, like in EVE Online, I asked for something to be returned, and it actually was. So. Alright, so we got one weapons upgrade on there. So I'm only like 2 away from the next tier, so that's pretty cool. And then I'd rather go for 3-star resources here. I try to keep my lowest resource. I try to work on that and getting it higher, because your refineries come out at the same time. If you're short one, you will need it for something else. Even if you're finished tearing up completely, maxed out on one ship, there's researches, upgrades, other ships in the future, or possibly 5-star ships might be released too, or more 4-star, more 3-star, and all customization, like being able to use any upgrade and reuse upgrades, like in Freelancer. So see, I'm really short here on this number. This is like 2.5 million liter. This is only 668,000. So let's go get some red ore. Also, if you're having pirates come after you, having cheaper targets out to kind of waste their time is a technique you need to use right now. It's not the best versus you learning how to make a clone of this game that works better. But it's something to do for now. Also, spreading out your ships as far as you can apart sometimes helps slow them down, but then you gotta watch your ships, just don't think because you're the strongest player and your level that it's good enough. So I use a little bit of latinum here. we'll continue to work on this stuff now. So if you have any question, comments, put it in the comments. And if you'd like to support our channel, the financial information is in the corner. And pretty much it's like a loan donation. So I'm planning to pay you back as soon as I can. So, but if you don't want to be paid back now, but I'm sure you'll change your mind, just put that in the notes. And if any of those things don't work, please comment or mail to me, and we'll try to fix that or provide another way of doing things. But otherwise, just hang on to your funds and we'll work it out. All right, well, that's the end of our show here. We'll see at the end of the day how the battle pass thing goes, and then actually I'll jump back to Navy Field from ST Internet and see how my upgrade on my sub is going too. Actually, I might do that in the next video. All right, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in the next show.